Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is CeeLo Green, and you are now tuned in to Joseph Jaffe is Not Famous. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, he is not famous at all. Check out this new streaming show. It is perfect. And if you don't, fuck you.
A spring in your step. There is a twinkle in your eye.
I can throw a rhyme down for you real quick. Yes, they call me Thrill. They say that I'm the man. You disagree? How could you? Let me make you understand.
Should we bring her on the show? Can anybody find me? And there she is.
Fresh as some bread. Pull right from the oven. When you feel rejected, you get some my loving.
Take on me.
She looks wonderful. Mom looks amazing.
Somebody to. Okay, Mom, bugger off now. I've got a show to do.
You like that?
Joseph Jaffe, ladies and gentlemen.
You just made the new intro of the show. Yes. Welcome. You're wondering what music is going to be playing. This track is called Africa because you have West Africa in the house. You have South Africa in the house. You have all of Africa, out of Africa in the house. It makes me very excited when I have one of my sisters with me. I feel there are many people that do not get a fair shake, and anyone that lives in the continent of Africa does not get a fair shake. We are the people that alert the world about a new variant, and we get punished for it. Well, no longer. So today we are going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate Torera. That is not her. She does not have green skin. But she is an artist. We're going to celebrate artists. We're going to stop saying that we're going to take the struggling out of struggling artists, and we're just going to focus on making sure that artists get what's coming to them, which is recognition, which is reward, which is fame, which is fortune, all of the above. So Torera is going to be in the house, and we're excited. Brian Piper says, let's do this. And Glenn says, greetings from Baltimore. Well, Baltimore is not Nigeria, my friend. If you want to impress me, tell me greetings from Nigeria. That would impress me. But we're glad that you are here, and I'm excited for the show. Little reminder that tomorrow, well, first of all, I got to say, Torera has very kindly offered to give away an NFT of hers, her amazing art. And as always, all you have to do is subscribe to the show and paste your username in the giveaways channel on my Not Famous Discord, and follow Torera as well. And we will provide her Twitter. In fact, that is her Twitter account. Follow her, follow Jaffe Juice, and subscribe to the show. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm giving away, just because I'm just generous. I'm just generous that way. Sue me. On NFT Fridays tomorrow, we have a collection that is launching this weekend. So I've kind of moved around a little bit from post-launch to launch, or even slightly pre-launch. Why not? When I like the collection, and when I really feel that the founders have got a great message to share, I'm going to do anything that I can to spread the word. Why not? None of these NFT collections that have been on the show have paid 1 penny to be on the show. In fact, I have paid by buying their NFTs, as I will be with the Angel Alliance. They will be giving away an NFT. But more importantly, we will do the drawing for Meta Athletes, which had their public launch yesterday. So if you're doing the math, that's 3 NFTs. But wait, there's more. I will be doing a drawing tomorrow for a full access pass, 1-year membership to the Alpha Collective, and that is going on sale at 1 ETH. That is $3,000. Wait, you want more? More, you say? Ungrateful little Oliver Twist, runt, ruffian. Fine, I'll give you some Jaffe coin as well. So if you're keeping score, that's Jaffe coin, a membership pass to the Alpha Collective, and 3 NFTs. And that is all before the 10th minute of the show. I will not give you more. I will only give you Torera. And that is the real gem. That is the real prize. Brian Piper says, Alpha Collective, Meta Athletes, Angel Alliance in one day. It may be too much for me to handle. Yeah, I'm a sneaky bugger. I think I'm going to just bend the rules slightly, which is you need to be watching to win this membership pass. I'm thinking about that out loud. I kind of like that. Do a drawing. Someone's not watching the show. We just move on. And maybe the following week we do 2. I don't know. It's my show. It's my rules. It's my party. And I'll cry if I want to. But I'm not crying about the Alpha Collective. I'm just so unbelievably humbled to be working with Jason, with Faith, with Gregarious, with Greg, and with Fanzo. And it's not just obviously the access to the founders, to our advisors. It is these incredible speakers that make up our Alpha Talk speakers, our roster, 52 of them. And our goal is, and I'm saying it, it's not even manifesting, 52 Alpha Talk speakers, 26 male, 26 female. And anybody that says, "Ooh, is that hard to find 26 women?" I'd be like, don't make me slap you. Don't make me slap you. If you find it hard to be truly inclusive and representative, then you're not trying hard enough. Period. Some more of our Alpha Talk speakers. Yes, we've got a giraffe presenting. And this week we announced Jessica joins, Charlene Lee, Mr. Mark Schaefer, who was mentioned all over yesterday's show. Mark Schaefer groupies everywhere. And of course, the one and only Mitch Joel, my brother from another mother. Brian says, love it, must be present to win. And that's because he's present. So which means that his odds of winning have just gone through the roof. I mean, at the end of the day, if you think about life, isn't that what life is about? Seriously, showing up. Showing up is often the hardest and the easiest thing to do. Be present. I was in a Clubhouse room earlier today, and I just made an unbelievable connection. I cannot tell you more about it, but I just saw a demo of what I think could be the future of the metaverse, the future of conferences, the future of networking. It was just flipping awesome. But you know what else is awesome? Next week's guest, Simon Mainwaring, Renee Bigelow, Lisa Carmen Wang, and one of my one of my partners in the Alpha Collective, Gregarious Narain. I feel that he should have been on the show a lot earlier in the run, but he's got a big ego, so I didn't want it to go to his head. So he will be on the show on Thursday, and then we're going to take a little bit of a break. And we will be back, I don't know, the following Friday, I'm guessing, something like that. But let's get to our seated soliloquy. And the seated soliloquy today is called Protect the Artist. And, it's a subject that I've been thinking about a lot lately. And I'm not playing Africa. I'm going to give you, that's better music as well. I've had to challenge myself and I've had to stretch in terms of this idea of who is a creator? What is a creator? Am I a creator? Are you a creator? My gut is if you're a blogger, or I don't know, I think of artists. I think that I think I'm a creator as a talk show host. I better be a creator. I mean, I created a show. I created a concept. I created a brand, and I create content. But, being active on Twitter, does that make you a creator? I'm not so sure. But I've challenged myself. I've been challenged. And what I realize is the thing about the creator economy is that it is inclusive. You could be a coder and be a creator. You certainly could be a 3D printer, be in the 3D printing business and be a creator using software to create. Does that exclude you from being an artist? No, it doesn't. But I want to talk about artists and how we need to protect the artist. How we need to make sure that artists are not forgotten and lost in the shuffle. That in opening up this metaverse to all and sundry to be creators, that we don't dilute what it is to be an artist. Someone who draws, someone who paints, someone who writes poems and poetry, spoken word. And yes, in the NFT business, art and artists are absolutely front and center. Let's make sure that they are recognized. Let's make sure that they are rewarded. And I mean really rewarded. When I talk about dilution, you can put out a 10,000 strong PFP collection, computer generated, using software to generate traits and properties. That's fine. That's great. But let's not forget the one of ones. Let's not forget 1 out of 100 as opposed to 1 out of 1,000 or 1 out of 10,000. Let's not forget one, the number one that represents the creator, not that creator, but that creator. And this creator, the artist. Let's not forget them. And with that said, it is now time to recognize and remember our guest today. Now, I will say that we may have some challenges just in terms of connection, but there is no challenge in terms of connection between Torera and myself. A little bit about, short and sweet, her background. She's an artist. She's a 2D animator. She tells stories about personal experiences through her artworks. She's inspired by the beauty in woman with the use of different colors. Let's welcome her to the show, Torera. Let's hope technology works out in our favor. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jaffe. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I'm so glad to be on stage.
Absolutely. Now we are, what we figured out earlier was, and to me, this is the humbling part. You're in Nigeria. It's the evening for you. Your Wi-Fi is actually slower than your cellular connection. So you're on your cell today. We live our privileged lives here in the US in particular, and we take everything for granted, like a high-speed connection. And even though we had, you might call this technical problems, it isn't. It's just reality, right? I mean, this is the reality, but you look fantastic on screen at the moment. And sound-wise, I would say if she's a little soft, crank up the volume.
Okay. Can you hear me? Is it better? All right.
Go for it. Just with a delay, I'm going to, keep silent a little bit, a few extra seconds. But Torera, let me take a quick step back and just tell people about how we met. Sounds like we're dating. We're not. But I
Oh my god.
it was like 5 a.m. in the morning, and I don't even know how or why I saw a tweet from you. And I looked at this tweet,
I
and I don't know why I clicked on it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this art is just insanely awesome." And suddenly I was like, "You know what? I'm going to buy it all. I mean, I'm going to buy as much as what I could see." And so I went into here's all of your art. I actually saw the collections earlier, and
you
I just went in, like,
okay. If you go
for
to creative,
example, I think I bought her and caught my ETH, and I was like, oh my god, it's $180. This is going to be worth millions of dollars, and I can't believe I got it so cheap. And I was like feeling like an absolute hero until I realized that they were open edition, and I was like, I bought 5 of them, and anyone can buy 5 of them. And then I realized, you know what? This is the real gift, the gift that everyone can buy this and share in and celebrate the artist. And I'm so proud of the fact that I bought all of them. So thank you for creating them. Thank you for sharing your art with the world.
wow, Jav, thank you so much. Like I was in the office when I just got I first of all got a mail. If you ask any NFT artist, the most happiest moment is seeing that your item just got sold from OpenSea. I first of all got a mail and I'm like, oh my gosh, I saw another one. I saw like 5. I had to go and check who bought it, and I went on my Twitter. I said thank you. I was just shocked, and you made my week because I don't think I've not made sales in 2 weeks. Prior to that time, I had not made sales for 2 weeks. But that week, I manifested because a friend of mine in the office said she manifested sales, and someone bought her work. So I told myself, okay, let me just tweet it too. And I tweeted manifesting sales this week, and Jack bought 5. Thank you so much for resonating with my artwork. Thank you for supporting. I really, truly appreciate your support, Jack. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if there's one thing I even love about this NFT space is the fact that we can reach out to people around, like across the country. Unlike Web2, that okay, it's a little bit technical. If you want someone to buy your work on Instagram, you have to like tell you have to send them a message. Or but this on Twitter, the way Twitter works, Twitter is like the perfect place to market yourself. The way Twitter works, just like the way you said, you just saw my tweet from nowhere. I probably use one of the hashtags NFT collector, NFT community, and that's one thing I love about the NFT space, the Web3 space. A lot of people can see your work easily. So thank you so much.
You are most welcome. As I said, I should be thanking you, and I have been thanking you. I mean, it was amazing just suddenly. I don't think I think I changed my PFP to one of the pieces,
Yeah.
and you reached out to me, and you were just so effusive in and it was a beautiful moment when and you have to, like, I want you to realize the other side of the equation. First of all, you helped me and everyone watching today realize that beautiful soundbite, the happiest moment for an artist is knowing that they just sold a piece. But for just a normie like myself, when it comes to art, when the artist reaches out to you and you can connect with the artist. Now, I know this as an author, that when we create, whether we write books or create art, most people don't think that they can even connect with the writer, the author, the painter, the sculptor, and understand their motivations and what they were thinking. And it means, and it meant as much to me, maybe not as much as it meant to you, but it meant so much to know that I was in contact with the artist And that's why I said, hey, why don't you come on my show?
Wow. When you told me to come on your show, first of all, when I saw that you bought my work, I had to check your bio and I went on your YouTube. I briefly watched most of your videos. I'm like, oh my god, this guy is so outspoken. I love people that can speak public because I'm a bit shy, but yeah, I don't even know where my confidence is coming from. You know, I even told you that, oh, I really love that you're outspoken. So I'm just like, this is the way for me to build my public speaking, my confidence in speaking. So I mean, I like the fact that I'm on your show. I like the fact that we are relating artist and the collector is key. It's key to build that relationship, to be sustainable in that relationship. You just need to connect with the collector and the artist. Most of the time, people that buy my work, I don't know, because they don't want to be doxxed. Doxxed in the NFT space basically means you don't want people to know who you are. So they don't have their pictures are not there, their names are not there. It's just plain. So most of the time when people buy my work, I can't even reach out to them because they don't want to be known. But I was so happy that I was able to reach out to you, and now I'm on your show, and we're building this strong relationship. And I hope, and I know it to be sustainable.
See, you've just dropped another gem as well, which is we think about sellers as being undoxed or doxed, and now you've flipped it again. You flipped the script again on me, and you've spoken about how difficult it is as a creator or a challenge when the buyer is not doxed, when you're selling to a profile or an avatar that actually the creator wants to connect, wants to understand who's buying and how they discovered and how the art makes them feel. I think that's a really, really important point.
Yes, it is. I totally agree. Sometimes you just want to know why they bought your work, why they resonate with the particular piece. Because most of the time, some artists, most of the artworks are so personal to some artists. So the fact that a collector decided to buy that work, you want to know what resonates with them in that artwork. But it's okay. You can't make decisions for people that want to be doxed in the NFT space.
So Brian Piper says, beautiful art and talented, beautiful woman. So we're gonna, let's show some of it. I mean, let's go back to it. So I'm gonna go back to earlier. I had.
Created.
So why don't you walk me through where you'd like me to because there are
Okay.
collections, right?
Okay, you have to go to created. Yes, go to created. Yes.
There we
Collection.
go.
Yes.
All right. So why don't you
So the
walk us
first
through
one,
the three?
classic. Okay. Maybe we should start from classic ebony. This collection, this is my recent collection, and when I joined the NFT space last year, August, and I won't even lie, I was reluctant. My friend told me about the NFT space, and someone told me that they steal a lot of people's work and they post. The first thing I went to do, I went to archive all my work. But let me just cut to the chase. So this collection is titled Classic Ebony, and ebony basically means brown, something that is brown, like a brown tree, a brown skin. But I'm the kind of person that I started drawing with blue colors last year. I discovered my art style in the NFT space. I was on Clubhouse, and this lady recommended a book titled Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. And in that book, the author stated that as an artist, as a writer, you should always put your work out there every day. Always put the process out there. And always about the product. That the process is also important. So that was how I started drawing every day, and I was able to discover my art style. I was drawing with blue colors. My first collection, most of them were blue colors. But I told myself that I want to challenge myself this year, and I would paint with different colors. It was really challenging. Maybe normally I would spend 2 days or 3 days in drawing a particular artwork, but for this one I spent almost 1 week or two. So the first one, I would like us to go to let's start with the first. Okay, the pink girl. Yeah, let's start with the pink lady. I titled this particular piece Farida, And Farida is a Muslim name, and it means unique. And this piece basically reminds me of a friend, a very, very close friend of mine in high school, secondary school, and she just had this unique personality. And most Muslims they usually cover their hair. So I just wanted to reflect that in my artwork. Like I said, I'm inspired by women. I'm inspired by my cultural identity. And one of the things I use for my cultural identity is our hairstyles. If you go through the collection, you'd see different natural hairstyles. You don't necessarily have to wear wig. That's if I don't wear wig. People wear wig, but I use like when I'm putting on cornrow. So most of my collection, I use our country identity. I want women. Most women are not really proud of they're not confident about their hairstyles. They don't want to carry their natural hair. So I wanted to reflect that. You'd see it in the other drawing. There's a purple girl and some other ones. So I wanted to reflect. I'm also inspired by jewelry. Usually I'm putting on jewelry. Like I have wristwatch here. I just removed my bracelets now. And that's because jewelry boosts my confidence. If I remove all my jewelry, not as if I don't like jewelry, but if I remove my jewelry, I will still look good. But stepping out, putting on jewelry, it just makes me feel good. So I want women to be able to see that when they see this particular artwork, they can see themselves in this artwork. They can see bold women in this artwork. So that's another thing, jewelry. Even on my background, you see a lady here, this drawing, yeah, she has this big African map over there as her earring. What else am I? I'm inspired by colors, and I mostly use yellow colors in my background because I want my characters, I want my drawings to stand out. Yeah. If there was one that this girl on brown skin, okay, this artwork is titled Jamaica Rich in Spring. The girl on brown skin beside beside no, not this one.
Which one?
Yes, that one.
All right.
Yes. So this artwork is inspired by Black History Month, which I think February, March. And this artwork was a bit difficult for me. I think that was one of the reasons why it is like the highest among all of the price is the highest among the other artwork. Because I don't really paint brown skin. Like I said, I started with blue colors. I don't really paint brown skin, but I wanted to try and paint brown skin, and it was really, really difficult for me. But I'm happy that it came out really, really good. And if you see this artwork, I think anybody that will be able to see this bold, powerful, strong, and confident woman in this artwork. I wanted to depict that to any lady that is looking at this artwork. And I want to explain my process to everyone, how I draw. I use Photoshop to draw, and I use a graphic tablet. So because of copyrights and IP laws, I try to avoid drawing someone like the exact person, because I've seen before I joined the NFT space fully, when I was still learning about NFT, you have to join Twitter spaces. Let me just say, I joined the NFT space in August. I spent 3 months learning, trying to get the strategy, because NFT is not the place is not somewhere you can just go and start meeting your work. You don't know people. It's totally different from the Web2 space. You don't know people, even though you have a lot of followers on Instagram. You need a different audience in the NFT space. So I joined the NFT space in August, and I spent 3 months just joining Twitter spaces, Clubhouse, trying to learn the strategy, trying to connect with people, retweeting people's work, commenting, just trying to grow my community. And I'm lost in thought. When was I? Can I go back to the artwork? I think if I see the artwork, I'll remember.
Can I just say that a couple things that just jumped out at me in terms of things that resonated. One is recognizing that there is a different audience in this NFT space, and the second one is you did something that most people don't do, which is you listened and you learned and you immersed yourself, and you did, you put in your hours, you took the time, you did your due diligence in order then to figure out what you would do. Most big companies do the opposite. They just start to do things, and they haven't actually taken the time to get to know, you know, the environment in which they're playing in. So that makes you very different.
Thank you. It's important to actually, you should, as I know NFT artists, they are the ones that will do the marketing. And a lot of people, they don't know, they are not really good with marketing. Even me, I'm not so good at marketing, but I had to learn that in the NFT space. I'm still learning it, regardless. One thing is that, like, when you were talking about the introduction, showing up, you have to show up every day. And you also have to balance it so you don't get exhausted, because there were times that I was just sad for no reason. I just opened Twitter and I'm feeling depressed, sad. My heart, I'm having this anxiety attack. And it made me realize that I can be in the space from morning to night, morning to night. Like, sometimes you need to you're trying to show up every day, but you have to balance it and take out time to go out with your friends and do real things, like the real world. I'm not saying the next space on real, but you get metaverse. There's difference between metaverse and the real space. So you have to take out time. If not, there are a lot of people that are tired, are exhausted, especially when your works are not selling in the NFT space. And I've told myself that I don't want to. Yes, we want to make money, but I don't want to monetize everything, because before I joined the NFT space, I was an artist. I was creating, and I'm happy that I'm making more money now than in the web. This NFT space is helping a lot of artists. And from my country, Nigeria, I'm happy that a lot of people are in the NFT space, because it has helped a lot of us to build our confidence in our art. I was not really proud of my digital art, because I didn't start as a digital artist. I started as a pencil artist. But seeing that a lot of people draw, a lot of people are showing up every day, a lot of people are telling their stories. It's not even, so most of the time, it's not even about the art, it's about the story behind the art. And you see all these people, and you even see people that are way younger than you, like 12 years old, 8 years old. I think there was one lady, I think Nyla, I don't even know Nyla. Nyla bought one of my works, and I think she's 12 or 13. I hear a lot of people talking in the NFT space, and I'm like, how old? Why can't I do this? You get encouraged. You get, so the NFT space has really helped a lot of Nigerian artists to build their confidence in their artwork and to be proud of. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm loving this. Keep going.
Okay. So the NFT space has really helped a lot of Nigerian artists.
Torera, for someone who says they're not so comfortable public speaking, you know, etc., you're doing just fine. In fact, maybe I should disappear. I should just disappear like this. You don't need me here anymore. I'm kidding. I'll come back, but you're doing great.
Let me explain. Thank you.
Well, look what I did now. Now you went dark on me.
No, okay, sorry. Is it better now?
No, you're.
Can you hear me? Can you see
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you. Well, I could hear you, but I think we may have lost you for a second. I tell you what, I shouldn't have interrupted you, but what we're going to do is we're going to take a little break, and we're going to go to Tom Morris, who is our resident philosopher, and here's his vignette today, and then hopefully your picture will be right back. But it seems like a good opportunity. So let's hear what Tom has to say.
Hey, I'm Tom Morris. How do you react when life throws you a challenge, when there's a difficulty, disappointment, an obstacle falls in your path? Something that seems terrible happens, something that just seems frustrating or irritating happens. Well, when I was a kid, people would always say to me, you know, Tommy, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. You know, I must have heard that 100 times. Everybody said it, but nobody ever said how. What's this lemonade making supposed to consist of? Now, it's an interesting image, isn't it? It means going from difficulty to delight. Well, it turns out the great philosophers had a lot to say about this alchemy in our own lives. I did about 20 years of research and came up with a book called Plato's Lemonade Stand, Stirring Change into Something Great, where I try to lay out all that I've learned about lemonade making. The great philosophers thought that it takes really three arts. One I call the art of self-control, one the art of positive action, and one the art of achievement. The art of self-control is simple. it has 3 requirements. First of all, don't rush to judgment. Don't be too quick to say this is terrible, this is awful, this is horrible, or even to say this is great. Things are hardly ever what they at first seem. So just calm down. Take a pause, take a breath. Number 2, value the right things. If all we value is comfort and safety and security, then almost any change can create anxiety. But if we value learning and growth and adventure, we're going to approach even our difficulties with a more positive spirit. And number 3, use your imagination well. You know, when anything that seems bad happens, our imaginations spiral out of control. Einstein once said imagination is more important than knowledge. We need to take control of our own imaginations. Imagine a positive outcome. Don't let yourself go in negative directions. So the philosophers gave us the art of self-control and the art of positive action. First of all, govern your attitudes. Try not to be a pessimist. Try not to be a worst case scenario believer. You know, bring a positive attitude to any challenge you face. And number 2, look for opportunities. Whenever anything new happens, whenever a door closes, usually another door or a window will open. Look for those opportunities. And number 3, take action. The most successful people in the world aren't people who just have the wait and see attitude. You know, what's the world going to bring to me? They're people who try to find a path forward, a new opportunity, and they take action right away. So the art of self-control, the art of positive action, and the art of achievement. The philosophers have given us lots of wise advice about how to turn our goals into achievements in our lives. Have a clear conception of what you want, a strong confidence, a focused concentration on what it's going to take, a stubborn consistency in pursuing your vision, a real strong commitment as well. It is necessary. Good character to guide you and keep you on a proper course, and a capacity to enjoy the process along the way. Simple things that can make a huge difference. When you exercise the art of self-control, the art of positive action, and the art of achievement together in any situation, no matter how challenging, you stand a really good chance of moving from sour lemons to really delicious lemonade.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Tom Morris is a giant helping of lemonade, and so are you, Torera. And your picture is back. So we just turned lemons into lemonade. But please continue. You were telling us about your process, and as you do that, I'm also going to just show some of your work.
What Tamara said was so inspiring. I had to even, like, I don't have a notepad with me, but commitment, strong commitment, good character. This, I think there's something about enjoying the process. These are the qualities that you should actually carry anywhere, NFT space, where to, anywhere. So I'm going to try to link what he said with my process. Enjoying the process. The truth is, in this NFT space, there are times that you will be tired, you'll be exhausted, and that is when you have to remind yourself why I started, what is my vision, what is my why. You should always have a why. Are you creating art because you want to just make money? Are you creating art because you want to tell a story to people? Do you want to heal? There are some arts that heal people. There are some arts that evokes feelings, emotions. There was a particular artwork I bought 2 weeks ago, and this artwork was like, because right now what I can afford as an artist, because I'm more of a creator than a collector, it's like 0.05, 0.0, but this artwork was what 0.19 or so, and I bought it because I could resonate with that artwork. I changed my WhatsApp picture and I kept it there. I'm now I understand why people create one-of-one. And I understood why, Jaffe, you were like, oh, I thought it was a one-on-one. When this artwork is for you, it is for you. Like, it's personal. So this artwork, there was something, I was really, really down. I was broken that morning. I was in tears. I don't know what was going on. But, you know, people say when you are down, you can just go and show up and it will help. But I came across this artwork. And I went to chat with in fact, I came across the artwork and I retweeted her pinned tweet. And she came and she sent me a message like, thank you for retweeting my work. And I went to check her collection and I saw it and I bought it because art heals. That's why I'm saying you need to remind yourself why you started. Even though nobody's buying your artwork. Someone, just the way I came across that lady's page, and I saw her artwork. You need to keep creating artwork. You need to find your why, your reason why you are doing what you are doing, and that's what will keep you going as an artist. I'm just speaking from experience. So I use, back to my process, I use Photoshop to draw, and to avoid copyright and IP laws, because there are a lot of people that have made the mistake of, oh, taking a photographer's work or taking a celebrity's picture and just recreating it and selling it. I remember one of my mentors, he told me that there was this model, the lady that dated Runtown. I think her name is Inyoko. I've forgotten her name, but I drew her, and this artwork was really, really nice. And he told me that I should not put it on the NFT space, like, because of copyright law. That even though the celebrity likes it, the photographer that took the work can come and sue you. And it might not affect you now, but in future, maybe when the work sells out, to affect. So I told myself that what I will do is I take like 5 images of women, and maybe in a particular image I'll take the features, different features of the face. And because I'm an artist, I understand the features of the face. So I might just take the eyes from one picture, I might take the nose from another picture, I might take the mouth from another picture, and just try to merge. It's like I'm creating a new character on its own. So, and even if I'm taking these different features from different faces, I still try to add my own I try to creative, so it won't look exactly like the person. So that's my process of drawing, basically. I try to, and that's one thing, if you are an artist and you're listening, I just want you to know that to avoid copyright law, to avoid futures in the future, to avoid issues in the future, rather, try not to take the exact picture from the internet. Try to just be creative and create your own work.
You have
because
to.
I've seen a lot of people that have had issues here.
Well, and certainly, I mean, crypto checks big time in terms of one of the most high-profile cases. But Torera, let's go back to the art for a second. Tell us about this collection.
Okay, this collection is titled Black Girl Dream Big. Oh my gosh, this collection basically is about a black girl who is just going through life and trying to be happy and trying to just find things that will make her happy. And the first one is titled Black Deep Breath. Yeah, let me check. Deep Breath. And this particular piece is just, I was inspired by the reference I saw. And sometimes I just feel we as individuals, we shouldn't be so overwhelmed with the issues of life, because life would always come with like problems, different problems. Sometimes you just need to sit down and reflect on some things. You need to pause and reflect and take that deep breath. Deep breath really helps. So I wanted someone to see this artwork. The story is big, and the person, if you go through the story, you'd see it's not long, but I wrote some things that sometimes you just have to take a deep breath and just feel calm and reflect on things that you have been through, things that have helped you. Don't just be so overwhelmed with the issues of life. So that is it about that particular one. Then this one is She Sees the Lights. This is just a lady or a young girl that probably in the midst of everything, because I kept a dark background, she has that light within. She sees the light. She knows that even though a lot of things are going on, she still carries the light. And they say there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So she knows that at the end of the day, things will be better. And then this one is Amanda Gomen, Black Girl, Courageous. I tell you this word Courageous. And can we go to the storyline? I'm sure a lot of people would.
Of course.
A lot of people would see. A lot of people would know this is Amanda Gomen. I drew this particular piece when she was in the inauguration. When she spoke about the inauguration for the president of the United States. Can you scroll down, please? Okay. So she said, "For there's always light, if only we are brave enough to see it. If only we are brave enough to be it." This what she wrote. She's a poet, and if there's one thing I know about poetry is they just don't say things as it is. Like they try to evoke emotions. Poetry is art. They try to evoke emotions and feelings with their words. She said it that there's always light, even amongst, like I said, even amongst the darkness issues, and there's always light somewhere. So it's only if you are brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to be it. You are the light, so you should always see that light and be brave enough to be it. I don't want to talk too much, but yeah.
Well, just I'm gonna just I'm just gonna interrupt you for one second,
Okay.
because if you want to become part of this journey, just go to OpenSea.io/Torera, and Torera, I think I'm just gonna have to buy this one. I couldn't decide which one I was gonna buy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and buy this one and do that
Wow.
very quickly. And let's confirm checkout.
Thank you
I could
so much.
I couldn't decide. I couldn't actually decide between.
Why do you like this particular one, if I may ask?
Well, you know what? I have a daughter, and she is. Let me just make sure that I. Gas is $54. That's expensive for gas, but not expensive for you.
Yeah,
Torera.
gas fee is always really, oh, thank you. Gas fee is always low in the morning.
Well, it's okay, because this show is live. I mean, the story. To be honest with you, when I was actually looking at the collection, I thought I would. I was gonna buy the earlier one. I was just because it was a little girl, and there we go. It's complete.
Thank you so much, Jaffe.
Yeah, I'm no, thank you. I'm telling you, I'm adding to my collection. So for me, and she sees the light. I saw my daughter in her, and but then my daughter is 20 years old, and I want her to be courageous. I want her to be a trailblazer. I want her to be like Amanda. I want her to go out there and break, and not just dent the glass ceiling, but shatter it, and open up new pathways for girls everywhere. So it was just so obvious when you started to walk us through this. I wanted to be
Thank
courageous.
You don't know how, aside from the fact that you bought my work, hearing the reason why you bought this work is just so encouraging, and it's just so supporting too. So thank you so much, Jack. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I wish your daughter all the best in her future endeavors. She said she's 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 24. I'll be 25 this year.
Wow,
So
you're 20. I mean, amazing.
I'm 24.
So I want to ask you a question that's been on my mind, which is
Okay.
we talk about showing up, but here you
Yeah.
are, you're a 25-year-old artist living in Nigeria, and you're now on a talk show, a global talk show, and interacting with NFTs. How does this happen? How does someone in Africa end up, not just being an NFT artist, but there's more things. Like I'd never actually bought an NFT before with unlockable content. So I got the high res art as well. That was part of my. How did you learn this? Who taught you this? What made you decide to actually get into the NFT space? To me, it's a fascinating journey.
Okay, one thing I want to say is that in Africa, we are really, really hardworking. Nigerians are hardworking and talented. Like I said, I spent 3 months. My friend told me about the NFT space, and he got tired. He told me that he cannot keep spoon feeding me anymore, because he was always telling me to go and join, but I was just laid back. One thing that inspired me was the fact that this guy, I know people might know him. He's the owner of Afro Droids. His name is Owo Aniete. And I was always seeing his posts every time. He was always posting his artworks every day. And I told myself, if this guy can do it, I can do it. He doesn't have two heads. There are a lot of people a lot of Nigerians I know that are also doing NFT. So I had to do my own research. I downloaded NFT Bible. I went on YouTube. I did a lot of things. But YouTube will give you what you want. But when you go on Twitter Spaces and you listen to people's personal experiences from the NFT, their mistakes, their challenges, their success, you will get a few tips from them, and you'll be able to carry on with that with your own journey. So that was what I did. But one thing that really pushed me to join the NFT space was the fact that I did not want to be relying on my salary income. That I want to be honest. There was a time that I was just like, I have to. I'm speaking Nigerian techniques, but I have to just tell myself that, you know what, if I want to do something, I go for it. That's the thing about me. I go for it, and if I see that it's booming, I would go for it and research and do everything. So that was one of the things that inspired me. But in the NFT space, they said that if you are just there for the money alone, people will know. People will know that you're just there for the money alone. You just want to, like, you're not trying to build community, genuine friendship, genuine connection. So even during that period, I was spending 3 months learning. I was also talking to people, making friends in the NFT space. So that's the thing that inspired me. The fact that I did not want to be relying on. If someone would tell me that by this time this year I'll be in the NFT space, I'll be doing all these things, I will not even believe at all. So you just have to, and aside from that, you need to have a goal for yourself. You need to write down those goals. You need to remind yourself every morning. I have my affirmations. You need to tell yourself that this is what you want to do. This one, you need to show up every day. You need to let people know that you are there. You must not leave the market, because when you are not there for a while, there are other new people that are coming. That's the thing. So you need to always remind yourself that this is the reason why I started, and I'm not going back. We're moving forward. So yeah. But I want to say Nigerians are really, I'm talking on behalf of Nigerians, really talented and hardworking artists. And we're always showing up. Thank you.
The crowds are going crazy for you. I mean, I love it. There was so much in there about manifestation, I love this idea of I can't keep feeding you. And when you said he doesn't have 2 heads, what a great way just to look at life and to be able to just go for it. As Brian Piper says, show up.
Yes.
And he says, write down your goals and review every day. Best advice ever. I think maybe you're
Brian.
a motivational. I think maybe you're a motivational speaker, a keynote speaker.
I listen to motivational talks every day on Instagram. I try to follow them just to keep me on check. Like, it's important. That's the truth. It's important. And another thing is, one thing I feel you should, like they always say, it's not just about the things you eat. When you consume, the kind of information you consume is also important. So kind of like me now, I like listening to books. I like listening to motivational. I listen more than reading. That book that lady recommended, I would show your work. I would advise you to read it. Show your work by Austin Kleon. Austin, Austin, then Kleon, Kleon. Show your work. I'm still reading that book every day. Every day when I'm down, even though it's just for me to read 2 pages, I still try to read the book. The author said, I've forgotten the person he mentioned, but he said the most hardworking, the most busiest person, he still tries to put himself out there, still tries to post something. He's trying to, even though it's just a little drawing, still post, let people know that you're still in the market. It's just like the normal products, normal companies, normal businesses. They still try to advertise. So yeah, I think that's all. You just have to mind what you consume. Okay, yes, thank you for putting the mind what you consume, the information you consume. If you go on Twitter, because we all know Twitter is like the biggest market for selling your work, NFT space. So if you go on Twitter and you join a space and you just feel that the vibe that they're giving is different from yours, just leave.
Torera.
Just leave. There's some spaces that I've joined and I'm sad.
Torera, I am going to reach out to Austin Kleon and invite him on the show. And I'm going to say basically, why not? Why not? I'm going to manifest it as well, just like you do. He doesn't have 2 heads, does he?
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you.
You're gonna have to watch it. Maybe we can send him an NFT. What do you think?
Sure. I would really, really love to do that. I just want to say I'm happy. I'm happy that I came here, and I'm happy I joined your live stream here on YouTube, because this evening, around when I closed for work, I was telling my friend that I don't want to do this thing, no. But I also told myself that I try to encourage myself that, okay, I'll just be myself. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not going to be myself regardless. So I'm happy that I joined.
You know what? Everyone else is what's the old saying? Everyone else is taken, so you may as well just be yourself, right? I've loved having you on. I have to say, I always find a quote for my guests, and this is the quote that I found for you. Artists are people driven by the tension between the desire to communicate and the desire to hide. And, you are not hiding anymore. And the more you put yourself out there, sure, you're going to hold some things back. Sure that there's a lot more to your art than meets the eye. But I think the world needs more of you. This, by the way, was D.W. Winnicott who said that the world needs more of you in terms of your wisdom, in terms of your vision. And certainly we need more art and more artists from around the world, from Africa, from Nigeria, from South Africa. And what an amazing, amazing opportunity that NFTs have been able to bring our worlds together.
Yes, thank you so much for this quote. Thank you, Jaffe. Thank you very much. I don't know if anybody has any questions for me, comment.
You are welcome. I'm
sure receptive to that.
I know. Well, listen, people. Here's the thing, which is this show ends in a minute or two, but the conversation with Torera is just beginning. You can follow her on Instagram at Torera_art. You can follow her on Twitter. You can find her in the clubhouse. You can hang out with her in Discord. Go ahead and friend her. She might just accept. You can duet a sea shanty with her on TikTok. She's hanging out in TikTok. But most importantly, go and visit her collections. Go check out her collections on OpenSea, opensea.io/Torera. She's the kind of artist that, who knows, she gets that email from you, she's going to send you or maybe just acknowledge the fact that you have acknowledged her. She will acknowledge you back. Torera, we will no doubt keep in contact. But if you've watched the show, you would know that it's not up to me to determine whether a guest was good. It is Chuck Norris, the great actor Chuck Norris. What did Chuck Norris have to say about Torera and her art?
You are Chuck Norris approved.
And we will be back tomorrow with Angel Alliance on NFT Fridays. Take care, everyone. Thank you again, Torera.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. And you too. Bye.
Thank you for watching the show about hope, positivity, optimism, and if there's time left over, a little bit of marketing with your host, multiple author, and global keynote speaker, Joseph Jaffe. If you like the show, tell a friend or two. Please subscribe to the show. And if you want to get inside news, previews of upcoming guests, and much more, visit josephjaffe.com/subscribe to sign up for the show's newsletter.
And despite the best ministrations of your wife, you still look ugly.